Here we go, guys. It's the Jim Lee Wolverine costume, finally, from the Marvel Legends Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. Let's see how he stacks up against some of the older figures and check him out as he is all new. Hope you guys dig it. Alright guys, let's check it out. The packaging, very simple, very straightforward. It's got X-Men Wolverine right across it. X-Men logo spot varnished on the top. Artwork of Logan on the side. As always, they're reusing the same artwork on either side. Let's flip it around. Razor-sharp claws and an incredible accelerated healing ability make Wolverine a nearly unstoppable threat. James Howlett, a.k.a. Logan, Wolverine, the Wolverine, Weapon X, one of the, if not the most iconic X-Men character that they possibly had, and Marvel has just been hitting us repeatedly with this figure, and they've been darting around the Jim Lee costume. We've gotten it in older waves. They kind of gave us a Tiger Stripes costume with that Jubilee Build-A-Figure wave that no one ever could find. I actually personally don't know any collectors that have it. And even then, that wasn't exactly the Tiger Stripe costume as Jim Lee style. It was more of the Frank Cho Tiger Stripe costume. So I'm very excited to have this guy, and I can't wait to get him open. So let's do that right meow. So, straight out of the package, this is a fantastic figure. The tiger striping wraps all the way around under his ribcage into the back, and a lot of times Marvel will tend to skimp on the paint apps on the back of the figure, because, I mean, 9 times out of 10, who displays the back of the figure? So unless it's somebody iconic like Spider-Man or Venom, they tend to just skip over that, and that's their prerogative, you know, they're the ones spending the money. Now check this out, even the paint striping on the bottom of the boots goes all the way from the black wings on the boots as they were ears. I don't know what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to mimic the cowl. That's what it's supposed to be. But it goes all the way down and around the boot. The striping goes around the base of the boot. There's a little bit of paint smear on my boot, if I can get it to focus, but that's fine. You know, I don't pay too close attention to the feet. The muscles and the hairy arms, the shoulder pads that independently pivot. There's butterfly joints, guys. Check this out. There's butterfly joints, so you can get that big, you know, crazy berserk Wolverine broad stroke figure, you know, pose just out there. And it doesn't hinder articulation, which is great. I mean, he sets just like that. Now, as far as the articulation goes, I will take you through it because this is a pretty dope mold. You got butterfly joints, you got shoulder rotation, you can do 360, even with the shoulder pads, they're articulated. Bicep curl, double jointed elbows, no articulation at the glove of the wrist, but he's got small arms, and the fist rotates, pivots. The claws are removable, but I'm not going to take them out because I got them set where I like them. He's got an ab crunch. That's tough on this figure. Goes all the way over. Like he can, you know, check to see if it got shot off by Deadpool. Just to double check. Up that far, back that far. They even sculpted abs underneath the crunch so that when he's set like this, they're hidden. But when he goes back, it's all the way. This is its own independent piece. The X belt, that's pretty cool. His head can look down that far, buries his chin into his chest, which is great. And straight back, almost all the way back until you pop the head off like I just did, because I'm a maniac. Legs, thigh cut, knee, double jointed knee, pivot on the boot, but it's hindered a little bit by these bad boys. Ankle goes up and down, rocks. He's got a pretty wide split for something like this, and he's a shorter guy, so you're always going to want to have him crouched down. Now, like I said in the intro, Marvel's been teasing us. See, I messed up the claws. Marvel's been teasing us with the option of doing this costume the right way instead of giving us the Frank Cho, which I'm a big fan of Frank Cho's artwork. Giving us the Frank Cho Wolverine, which, again, nobody could find. I don't know anyone who owns that figure except for the people that paid both an arm and a leg on eBay, to get them. So it's nice to finally have it, and I wanted to compare this figure to some of the other Wolverines. So quite recently, Marvel have hit us with a few Wolverine figures. Some of the ones that I don't have pictured, or actually I think the only one that I don't have pictured that's come out within the last 12 months, and this is the end of July, is the Motorcycle Wolverine, and that's part of the Marvel Legends Riders wave. He comes with a patch head and a regular unmasked Wolverine head, and a motorcycle with some saddlebags, and he's wearing a wife beater and his iconic blue jeans and belt buckle combo. But then they hit us with the Old Man Logan figure, which I'm a big fan of, and I picked him up at Walgreens when it was on sale with one of their crazy, like, 50% off sales. And this was back when they were going for $50, $60, $70, and $80 on eBay, and I picked it up for like $10. So that was a great find, and I love the face sculpt on that figure. I like the jacket. Just the whole way that the figure goes together is really well done, and it's got a great range of posability, all things considered, including the fact that it's wearing a jacket. And then we've got the Classics costume over there, and that came out... I don't know, probably 10 or 11 months ago, and that's actually part of the, I think that's the vintage one, if I'm not mistaken, and it came with an alternate cowl, which is actually a re-release of the cowl that came with that Jubilee Build-A-Figure Wolverine. So it's a cool figure, and it comes with a secondary head sculpt, too, of a snarling Wolverine face, and if I can find it, I'm not going to look too hard, but it was a great figure, but everybody's been wanting this Wolverine. We've been begging and begging and begging Hasbro, hey, give us the Jim Lee, give us that Wolverine, and there it is. So we've got it now, and it's such a fantastic figure. And also I wanted to point out, it does come with a set of unclawed hands, so you don't have to fool around with trying to hide it with posing that there's 3 gaping holes in between his knuckles. So all in all, I think Hasbro knocked it out of the park with this. And I also wanted to say, included came Apocalypse's hoses that are part of his costume, and they're the pieces that came with the Build-A-Figure to go to his, pieces of his Build-A-Figure that go to his final completed form. So, I mean, for the cost, you can't get a better figure, and I have a feeling that they'll do another one of those vintage waves, and they'll give us more of a mustardy yellow color. But for my dollar, I think this is the best Marvel Legends that I've got in a while. And shout out to my girl who actually picked this up for me, because I'm a little cash broke, because that happens when you're an adult and you have bills. And, I mean, I'm very lucky to have this figure, especially this early on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm going to have some final thoughts in the next segment, and I hope to catch you guys there. So I hope you guys found this review fascinating and useful. I'm so glad to have picked this guy up in the wild, and I really recommend you get him if you want a classic Jim Lee Wolverine. I got him out there with Kitty Pryde. That's one of my girl's favorite X-Men, along with Lockheed. I got Bobby, and I got Deadpool. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're into this, and I've got some more vlogs coming out this week. I hope you guys have awesome luck toy hunting. Be well. Peace. Or should I say this son of a bitch?